All right, all you freedom loving boys and girls, Mark Centerline Systems with charity auction number 3. It's kind of a little bit later in the day when I normally do this, so I'm going to jump right into it because I still got to download, render, and then upload onto YouTube and blah, blah, blah. Hey, huge shout out to everybody. Charity auction number 2 is over. Very, very many thanks to everybody for leaving comments, making bids. Our winner is Paul, but if you remember from the last auction, it's the 2 folding saw pouches, or a folding saw and then a big boy folding saw pouch, plus one of our Sherpa belts and an anorak or a field shirt from Jason at Leicester River Bushcraft. Paul is still working that out with Jason on the sizing, and he's not sure if he wants to do an EDCP or a Sherpa belt. So we're still working on a couple things, so I'm not going to do the packaging right now. But huge thanks to Paul for his winning bid. Plus, we had another silent donation for $205 from an old military buddy of mine. So that comes to a total of $705 raised last charity auction for Folds of Honor. So thanks, everybody. Give themselves a big round of applause, pat on the back. Very awesome, doing good works, really like it. This charity auction, our donations are going to go to the Disabled American Veteran Organization, or DAV. If you're familiar with the veteran organizations, it's DAV.org, and I'll have a link down below as before. But that's the charity we're going to go with. And that was picked by the guy who's helping out with this charity auction. So without further ado, let's get into charity auction number 3. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a Finlander theme on this one. So long story short, my last name, everybody says Lane. It's really not Lane, it's Finnish, it's Lina. The gentleman who helped out, George from Puukko Cutlery, he's Finlander as well. And it so happens that another maker had reached out to me and did there's a fly in here, and had did a little swap with me on, because there's this new Finnish camo that's out. Now, it's not made in America. This isn't Kadura brand Kadura, right? But it's Finland's version of Kadura. And let's see if we can get that in there. Is that pretty good? Can you see that? What does it look like? Maybe a little bit better. Here we go. Go over here. Hide my ugly face. So it's the new Finnish camo. And we did one of our burritos, or our CFSC bags. And the reason I did that is because, so it's, as you can see, it's a really soft pattern. It's really cool. But for a lot of my items, a lot of my items are small, like our folding saw pouches and our belt pouches. And you're just not going to see as much of that, how cool the pattern is on our smaller products. So we went with a large product. This is our burrito, or CFSE. And if you don't know what that is, you can see it on the website, but I will give a little explanation at the end. So that would be, yeah, but if the camouflage probably, because I don't know what I'd price that out at. Again, I swapped some older material for another guy who had some of this stuff. And yeah, but let's just say that's probably about $160 right there because of the camo on it. That's probably what that would come in. And as somebody said, wait, but there's more. And this is the other Finnish thing. So George from Puukko Cutlery, again, thank you, George, for donating. So this right here now, and I'm not super familiar with all this, but so give me a second. All right, so this is the Woods knife brand, right? So this is a Finnish knife. It's made by Harri Marima, right? So this is a handcrafted knife from the company Woods Knife, which is a Finnish company. This is their patrol knife. And without cutting myself, I'll kind of pull it out and let you just get a kind of looky-loo at it right there. So it's a 120 millimeter blade, and it is carbon steel Rockwell 5658. And then, as you can see, it's got a, here, I'm going to actually do this because I got to read a little bit. So you can see it's got a stained brown curly birch handle. And then over here, this is a birch pommel, and a darker birch pommel right there. And then right up here, you got this brass bolster between the blade and the handle, as you can see right here. And then the other cool thing is, well, 2 things. So they use vegetable oil in their tanning process on the sheath itself. So what that means is the sheath isn't going to inadvertently cause your blade to rust. And then on the back side here, so you can see there's a normal belt loop channel, where I kind of blocked that off a little bit. There you go. A normal belt loop channel, but then there's another D-ring tie down point right back there. So if you wanted to secure this to the outside of your burrito, or secure it in a different way other than running the belt channel, you have the option to do it. And then, so there we go. This whole guy again. So again, it's carbon steel Rockwell 5658. And excuse me, Harry, but yeah, Harry Mirama, Finnish company. So we kind of went with the Finlander kind of theme here. And George's Fin too, right? So we got the new Finnish camo. We got an awesome handcrafted Finnish knife. This retails for 170 or 175. So, you know, it brings our total up to about 350. So let's start the bidding at 250 bucks. How about that? So you get this Harry Mirama, awesome handcrafted Finnish knife, right? That's pretty cool right there. 120 millimeter blade. Well, so here for all of us English speaking people. That's just about 5 inches, a little over 5-inch blade, right? The knife itself, total dimension is 10 inches, right? So nice handle, really cool, looks awesome. Handcrafted in Finland with a really cool sheath. The new Finnish camo in the burrito. That's it. We'll start our bidding at $250 for charity auction number 3. Now, one thing I just want to do in case you're not familiar with the burrito or the CFSE. So the CFSE stands for, you know, cooking or clothing, food, fire, and then you got shelter or sleep, and then the E is for everything else. So just some things I just want to show you real quick. I'm going to grab mine. I kind of got this half set up just a little bit to show off a little bit. So you got a huge front pocket on the, you know, on the front of the bag. Now that's for just throwing, you know, extra food, keys, you know, whatever. Just it's another outer pocket. You can throw in there what you will or what you want. This probably isn't going to show up super good because of the lighting and I've got the wrong kind of color for this. But when you undo the front snap, if you want to gain access to the front pocket, you can see I've got it run through. Does that show up right there? Yeah, I've just got it run through. There's 3 loops up here in the front. So you're going to extra tie downs up there. Just take your buckle, turn it on itself, and then just push it right through and it'll come right through the loops. Yeah, this is probably the wrong. Here, I'll show you what I just did on this one. You'll see it a lot better. There, see how I have the webbing just coming through these 3 loops, right? When you undo that, if you wanted to undo it, it'll just be sitting there if you have it set up that way. Well, if you want to get to that pocket and if this webbing's in the way, see what I just did there? Just flip it in on itself so it turns around and then you can just push it right through. Boop. There we go. Boop. All right, but then here's what I wanted to show you, right? So, you know, you can attach it to another piece of gear. You can carry it in the shoulder strap configuration. It's got 2 MOLLE on the back for attaching to other items. You could throw it on your belt line if you wanted to. But so think about like, hey, I've got all my cooking pots in here and my cook kit and some food. And then I get to my location and now I need to go around and I need to go ahead and forage for additional food, or I need to get twigs and, you know, and starter material to start my fire. Well, okay, so you're going to empty this out and then you could use it for that, or you could throw your sleeping bag in there and use it as a big compression sack. But just one thing I wanted to point out here is the lid itself, and you should be able to see that, the lid itself can be used as a storage area. And so I've just got a little frying pan up in there. This is one of the heavy cover titanium frying pans. But you can tuck that up into the lid of the pan or of the CFSE itself. So use that for, you know, maybe some field plates or a frying pan or another lid, whatever the case is. And then, just because I have to be a smartass and do it one more time, but wait, there's more. And then so on the inside, whoever has the winning bid, there, and you saw that, I just pulled that out. There's still tons of room inside of here. I'm going to throw in, now again, this is brand new, but I've used it as props. It's a zebra pot, you know, or a billy pot, whatever you want to call it. It's a 16 centimeter zebra pot. So we'll just throw that in there. So whoever has the winning bid for charity auction number 3, you know, you can't have a product that's designed to carry big pots and pans if I don't give you a pot to. Yeah, somebody finished that saying in the comments below. If you don't have a pot to blank in. All right, that concludes charity auction number 3. Thanks again to Paul, the winning bid. Thanks to my buddy who did the silent donation to Folds of Honor. Again, this time we'll do Disabled American Veterans. So it's DAV.org. We're going to start the bidding off at $250. Winner chicken dinner gets a zebra pot. All right, again, brand new, but I've just only used it for photos. I'll throw that in there too, just for a little fun. And yeah, charity auction number 3. You know the deal. If you got questions, comments, reach out anytime. I'll do the best I can to help you out. Please like, share the video with people on all kinds of different forums, and comment on comments so we can kind of break through the algorithm. We're doing pretty good here so far. We're doing really good for what we've raised for charity for both Folds of Honor and 23rd Veteran. But it's clear that, YouTube doesn't want anyone to see that we're doing good deeds. So I actually implore you, help me spread the good word. All right, everybody, if you got time, any questions, reach out anytime. I'll do the best I can to help you out. Until then, keep thinking, keep moving, never quit. All right, everybody, you know the deal. Be good. Woo!